What is your advice for reapplicants?
That's a great question, and there's something going on the listserv now through the GSA about what do you do with the applicant. I'm not going to weigh in because I disagree with half of what I'm reading, but I'm reading a minority. It really touches on something I said earlier, and by the way, I'm not trying to be smart with Linda. I think you know by now that I really am committed to what I do, and both for the institution, but also for the applicant. I want there to be a great fit for both,
Right.
and I want the applicant to succeed wherever he or he goes for medical school. And if you're not ready and you don't get in, think about what those issues could possibly have been. In fact, my other institution, I put in my denial letter, these are the type of reasons why people don't get in. If you see yourself in any way lacking, then address those. Take a year, take 2 years, depending on what the issue is. I can't provide individual feedback at Hopkins, I just can't. I was required to do it at the other institution. And one woman who came to see me, her advisor knew that she was coming to see me. She said, Paul, be honest with her. I'm going to be honest, okay? And she said, but also make her come see you. Don't let her do it over the phone or send an email question to you. And I asked this woman who had a 399 at a wonderful small liberal arts college in the upper Midwest and who hadn't gotten in anywhere. And I said, what do you think the problem was? She goes, well, I had trouble with my first question in the interview. So, okay, do you know what that was? Can you recall what that question was? Why do you want to be a doctor? And I looked at her, I had trouble with it, and the floodgates opened. Okay. I grabbed a box of tissue. I always keep a box. All right. I don't know if you can see that. I always
see
keep
it.
a box.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. I grabbed a box of tissue and handed it to her and kept talking. I said, yes, I saw that when I reviewed your application, that you have a shyness that borders on pathology, pathological.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you need to, and then when I look at your activities, none of them really bring you into close communication with people. And it fits. I said, and I gave her some advice. An organization that I think does a great job of preparing people, Toastmasters International.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, it's excellent. Yeah.
It's excellent. I had an introverted roommate one year when I was in law school. And she did that, and she's now traveling the world for the U.S. State Department. Okay?
Wow.
So I know it can work. All right. This woman.
Yeah.
And I told this applicant and some other things. And I said, and I don't want you to apply for a year. Take the year off, get some this and that. She applied the following year. She was interviewed again. They looked at my notes. I always wrote notes. And they did everything Paul asked her to do, and she's wonderful. And she's in.
That's great. Yeah. Great story.
And it's a great story, but I think to me, it's a simple thing. Do some reflection before you reapply. Or even ask us. I mean, I had a guy who came to see me, was outraged that he didn't get in.
God's gift to medicine?
Well, my father's a doctor, and he said I should have gotten in with those grades and MCAT scores. Your father wasn't the applicant.
And your father wasn't reading the application.
Reading the application. And so I tell him, and he goes, well, that's okay. I said, excuse me? Well, I got into another medical school. I said, then why are we having this discussion?
Yeah, really.
And he just wanted to...
Yeah.
And you know what that told me? We made the right decision.
So, yeah, I'm sure you didn't have any regrets there.
No, none.
No. Yeah. We sometimes talk to reapplicants. Sometimes they want us to tell them what they want to hear, which is frequently something along the lines of, I know my MCAT was low. I retook the MCAT. My essays were great. I don't have to do anything else. And I always tell them, if you just resubmit, and tell me if I'm wrong, if you just resubmit your essays from your last application cycle, you are not able to show any growth, any dynamism.
Exactly. That's one of the things I saw as someone said, well, no, they can send in the same application. No, there should be some changes. I couldn't agree more. There should We need to see that growth, which is why I say it can sometimes require more than a few months, but a year.
Yeah.
And some schools have a formal policy about reapplication.
Right.
You know, I know schools pretty well. If you don't get in and you reapply the second time and you don't get in, they make you wait a year before you
Really?
start reapply a third and final time.
I know many schools will, basically if you've applied 3 times, then you really are toast if you're not admitted.
Right. Well, but you want to hear something, Linda? We had someone early when I came in 2000 who had already applied 11 or 12 times. 11 or 12 times. We also suspected this person wrote her own letters of recommendation.
Wow.
So there were other reasons why she didn't get in.
Yeah, that will do it for sure.
Yeah, but she was an incredibly bright person, but there were some issues there.
Anyways, all right. On a forward-looking note, what advice would you give to medical school applicants, and this time first-time medical school applicants, let's say, planning ahead to apply in 2024? In other words, next year's cycle or 2 years hence?
Well, next year's cycle for me has already begun by tomorrow.
No, I mean starting in June 2024.
I think people would save themselves a lot of grief if they applied to look at a broad range of schools and try to match their profile to a broad range of schools and not go just with name recognition. Like that's the worst reason to apply to us, because we recognize the name. Okay? I want them to apply to Hopkins because they see themselves there in the community when they look at our profile, when they read about what we value in terms of patient care, in terms of serving the community. Save yourself a lot of work. Okay, but really read our websites. They're there for a reason. Look at where you want to be. So if you're applying very vertically, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. It has to be a horizontal process. And there has to be some variety along that horizontal line.
It's a matching process.
Start here, but it's a matching process. People don't do that though. They think, oh, I know this school. There's some wonderful places out there. You're going to graduate with an MD degree. Okay, it's about getting in, making your mark, and then getting into residency programs. Internship and residency is really important. They want to know what people ask. Where did you train? They're not talking about would you get your MD degree, although some are thinking along those lines. They also want to know where did you do your graduate training, which is what the residency is.